DelusionDispeller. Going to be doing our first chapter in How to Heal a Broken Heart in 30 Days. A day-by-day guide to saying goodbye and getting on with your life. And I remind you that this probably will not be 30 consecutive days because days change from moment to moment, and I don't know exactly when I always have time to do the book. But we're going to begin with Chapter 1. I'm not going to read the introduction because I frankly don't like introductions, so I'm not going to read it. Just going to start with Chapter 1 and we'll go from there. I do welcome comments during this live stream, so feel free to contribute, if you will, while I read. Okay, first of all, I'm going to turn on my live chat. By the way, if you like this kind of format, this book review, book reading style, or you like any of my other videos, or me, or something about the channel, please do hit the thumb up. That means you like. It means it will add it to your YouTube channel if you have one. And I don't know what it does if you don't have one, but it will add it if you have one. And also hit the share, not hit the share, but share the video. You could hit the share, I guess. I will share the video. And hit the bell, ring the little bell, and that will help you not miss out on any future good videos that I do. And it will also welcome you to our community. Hey, Shalima. All right, so here we go. The Emotional Circus. I think the best thing for me to do is actually put it on the book so you guys can read along if you like. Your first reaction to the end of your relationship is likely to be shock. As soon as the shock wears off, grief arrives. Next, a whole emotional circus stirs. I'm free, I'm relieved, yet I'm devastated, I'm furious, hopeful, afraid. Your feelings may broaden into a multicolored panorama. They may include everything from the awesome sense of liberation you felt as a kid on the last day of school to the nightmare sense that you've just failed your final exam, back and forth. Please relax, for better or for worse. Your liberation has arrived. It's your Independence Day. As soon as you can bear to share the news of your loss with friends and other loved ones, you're more than likely to find sympathetic support, for at least today. But prepare yourself. Soon enough, though hopefully not on day one of your recovery, some self-appointed Calvinist will remind you you have to work on yourself, or more primitively, you gotta do the work. That's when dread may set in. Your precious relationship has just died, and now someone wants to sentence you to hard labor. Your reaction of dread will be deepened by the serious tones in which this grim advice is usually offered. At best, the work will sound like doing chores for mom, as though you must take out all of your emotional garbage. Phew. Skeptics might well deny the need to do this work. They'll say, the work? What work? I was in a romantic relationship for quite a while. For much of that time, it was good and rewarding. Is the impulse to deny this work stuff something to feel guilty about? No. At the ultimate level of insight, you must always remember that you are whole and complete, a perfect person, destined to be just as you are. Using the guidance of the authors of this book, your next 30 days will see you through a journey of self-recovery. You'll not be overloaded with new ideas about love and human nature. Instead, you'll be strengthened with no work at all. If you want to build your body's muscles, you go to the gym, you work out. Here, we offer a cerebral spa for your wounded emotions. It's designed to help you realize your will's healing strength and ability to reintegrate the pieces of your broken heart. So I'm also going to be kind of commentating in between so we don't get any strikes on our channel for reading a book, because I don't know how that all works. But I can tell you this. When you break off a relationship and you stay away from the person that was involved in it, it's a lot easier as time goes on and you stay away. You're going to probably dip your foot back into the relationship every once in a while. With Becky, I did that. I would go on Yahoo and chat with her every once in a while. Or I would go in a room where she was preaching and I'd sit in on that. So it made it last longer, the healing process, because every time I would reopen the door, those feelings would come flooding back in. You'll truly know you're healed when you can actually go and sit in somewhere online or for real, or visit the person for real somehow, and it doesn't have that sting and that pain in it for you to be there. Then you'll know you've truly broken away and healed. But that takes time. It takes withdrawal and detachment from the source of your pain. And it takes healing and self-care, like they said, doing the work. This book is giving you step by step on how to heal from the break of a relationship. All right, so basically what I'm doing is I'm helping you out by reading a book so you don't have to read it. So there you go. And giving a little commentary and my own 2 cents in between. Helpful herders. So, what about this work stuff that others talk about? How long do you have to do it, and why bother? As some people speak about it, this work sounds like a prison sentence. All you did was lose or outgrow a love. Now you need to begin the new adventure of healing. Why should you have to do hard labor for this? The growing sense of confinement that such ideas of work may inspire could just add to your pain and confusion. Everyone will seem eager to give you easy answers. Too few of those answers will make complete and immediate sense. Your sole certainty is that you hurt, really hurt right now. That which had once seemed comforting has been wrested away from you. You find yourself in murky darkness. You need strong, clear light, yet all those near you have to offer are candles and matches. You're in a susceptible state. Sad songs make sense like never before. Whether you feel vindicated and defiant or defeated for all time, you may be more wide open than usual, more vulnerable. Your friends and advisors may suggest that your broken spirit requires long-winded, obscure instructions about how to get through these difficult times. If you ask for it, advice will arrive from all sides via face-to-face contact, email, voicemail, or ordinary mail, even as rumors passed on the wind. There's so much advice out there. However, if you listen to all of it, your confusion will certainly deepen, and you may forget one simple fact. That's the trustworthy words of the Good Witch of Oz, which offer all the wisdom you'll ever need. You had the power within you all along. I call this the Holy Spirit. Your confusion with the advice you're being offered may be well-founded. Your advisor's motives may range from true generosity to barely concealed power plays. At best, people see offering advice to the afflicted as doing their own good work, especially when it's easy to offer. And offering love advice to others who suffer makes us feel better about ourselves. Offering advice also can be a token in a contest for power, with the advisor really saying, I'm better than you because I'm not suffering as you are, and I know how to get out of the trouble you're in. It's about time you followed my lead. People who say, I'm sorry, but I don't know what to tell you, might sound as though they really don't care, but they may be the most honest of all your advisors. Most of us want to help end the suffering of others, especially when it can be carried out in a mindless manner. So we say, you'll be all right. Men are like buses. There's a new one along every 5 minutes. You weren't right for each other. There's plenty more fish in the sea. Now that's the one I heard the most. There's other fish in the sea. Yeah, and I've been the advisor that said, this is what you need to do step by step, and if you follow my advice, it'll go good for you. You've heard me actually say that, but honestly, that is the way it seems to happen. When people do follow the advice I've given them, they actually do feel better. So, I don't know. Truth and proof. The truth is, no one knows what's best for you, and there's very good reason for that. No one really understands your personal experience like you do. Also, many of us have been taught to think that um, intimately loving someone is a complicated project. Hi, Shy Gal. Such thinking can make the project of an enduring romantic relationship seem an unattainable task. It can seem so difficult, in fact, that some people may forego love altogether, while others blindly and hopelessly leap into new relationships without pause for reflection. Or they may feel the pain of a failed relationship so profoundly that they fall into an extended depression, down so far that all advice sails right over their heads. The information age has both its rewards and consequences. Every book, tape, or therapeutic seminar aspires to add to our knowledge base. The abundance of new data has potential benefits, but our progress can collapse from the immensity of its weight. The purpose of this guide is to lighten that load. The words and exercises you will find here are designed to take the weight out of the work in the breakup process. What little work we do suggest is modest and can help you to realize a wholeness you've never experienced before. Some of your current advisors may view a breakup as being a kind of death. The erudite ones may even be able to break down your breakup into grid-like patterns, telling you of the phases you must go through to achieve peace and relational happiness once again. Shock, anger, denial, bargaining, and resolution are the classic phases of grieving that attend a mortal loss. But what if you don't experience all of these feelings? Does that mean you haven't come to terms with the passage of a lover into your past? Of course not. A breakup is not a death, except perhaps the death of one phase of your life, or of an illusion about love. And if you could correct that illusion in a short time, why should you then choose to stretch out the process? Time presents a problem. The pursuit of emotional healing for its own sake has become so popular in the past few decades that many people spend far more time working at healing or clinging to wounds than at living and loving. The results are not always productive. Look at the angry person who spends all his time blaming you, people like you, or even people like his parents, for all of his miseries. Beware of the counsel that your recovery should involve a long, drawn-out, and often expensive process. The unhappy end of an intimate relationship can generate some of the ugliest ironies you will ever experience. Get ready. The person you loved, held, and cared for, and were most intimate with, is now nothing but a fragile set of memories that will vanish into the mists of the future. What was so close is now moving away. One who was your best friend must now act like a stranger or even an adversary. How can this be? Why does this have to be? And how long must you waste time with such perplexing questions before you're willing to take some truly effective action for your current and future well-being? Get ready for the good part. Your relationship's end gives you an opportunity to create the best time of your life, to learn but not linger, to heal but not hate. In truth, you can't mourn the loss of someone who's still living. That's the bizarre paradox. Yet, traditionally, we've often been advised to do exactly that. Why, then, should we be astonished to find that the process of pursuing such an unreal goal is never complete? Hurt may linger long enough to color and contaminate all of your ongoing efforts to relate to other people. Watch out. Your motives may be based on the desire to return to the comfort of the familiar, to the same easy habitual ways that defined you, identified you, completed you. Or so you thought. The need to restore the familiar may create the expectation that a new relationship will be better just because it's new. We'll just make a few adjustments and everything will be fine. But what happens when the new experiences don't click and we can't achieve the comfort that we seem to remember we once had? For most people, perhaps you, that can mean running into the same dilemma all over again. Are you prepared to once again give up a piece of your heart? Keep it up, and ultimately, hang on a second, you'll have nothing left to offer a new prospect but guarded mistrust. In essence, that new prospective lover will remain forever on trial for the many mistakes you made with your previous lovers. Once you have made a genuine recovery, your new life and any new relationships you may undertake will be so much better, not because they're new, but because you've renewed your moorings, and because you have found the wiser and simpler path of remembering that because you're human, you already know how to love. Can you become a virgin again? Perhaps not. But your ability to open yourself to a loving innocence can be recovered. Time, healing actions, and the right kind of insights will make all the difference. So on this first day, whether you're relieved or dejected, there is loss to be reckoned with. We urge you, don't do the work, at least the work that others urge you to do. You don't have the time, and it will only make you feel less capable than you really are. Say goodbye to that work myth, just like you're saying goodbye to your ex, and instead, let the insights and tips in this book help you to cut through the advice jungle. Let us help you uncomplicate the process. Our method will help you embrace a new vision and freedom over the next 30 days, a freedom to love and be loved in the ways you always wanted. You've opened to day one. meaning that you're ready to make your heart whole again and move forward in your love life. So we're ready if you are. We begin by urging you to make the following pledge to nobody but yourself. Get ready for the pledge here. Here's the contract. I, blank, Laura, declare that I am sick of feeling that my heart is less than whole. I am going to stop feeling reduced, diminished, less than whole. I intend to feel myself grow once again. I want to love and be loved on an enduring, fulfilling, and equitable basis, and perhaps even passionately, if my heart someday proves ready to take that chance once again. For the next 30 days, I am going to do all the work required to prepare my heart so I can move forward in my life. I'm going to put the pieces back together better than I've ever done so before. I'm going to become my own person, autonomous and whole. I have no idea if my ex and I may someday get back together. It doesn't matter. I'm going through this breakup because I must end my old self-destructive way of dealing with our relationship. I am not going to call or speak to my ex for any reason, but to negotiate any unresolved terms of our parting, such as custody of children or property. I know that any hopes for reconciliation that I may now entertain will cause me more hurt than will ending things now. Over these next 30 days, I will reaffirm that I am fully worthy of being loved, that I deserve to be happy, and that no one is going to stop me from exercising these rights. I will rediscover the good and lovable things about myself, and I will celebrate them, and I will gradually open myself to giving my love to others again, and be astonished to realize that even without romance, love always feels like something brand new. Signed, me, Laura Culbert. Which now, when I signed this, I was Laura Beth Shabetta because that is my maiden name, and I was married to Celestino, I believe, when I started this book. Okay, now for the rest of this day, think about this. You did what you could to be open to love. You were willing to risk exploring your heart. Celebrate that fact. By being willing to risk your safety for love, you showed yourself to be a creature of courage. Now you will be able to use that same courage to effect your recovery and to love like a warrior again, if you wish, as you move to conquer your future. Okay, so here we go. Here's a little exercise for you to do. Let me just make sure that this is the end of this chapter. We'll talk more about that other stuff in a minute. Private thoughts. Before you go to bed, make a list of private, even solitary indulgences that can and will make you happy. Be honest if love is among them. Contrast those things to how sad it is for love to end. Sure, it hurts, but how joyous to know that all kinds of love are available for all of us who are ready to receive it. It's not a crisis to experience sadness, but merely another turn in the wheel of your life. Sadness shows that you've risked your safety for joy. It's the risk of reaching out, of self-exposure, that gets us there when nature says it's time once again. It's a vitally poignant part of the ongoing story that composes a full and happy life. Your pain, or your life, pain, sorrow, regret, reflection, growth, triumph, peace, and around again. For now, sadness and pain give proof that you're alive. Use them as tools to goad you to grow. Okay, so we got some plans of action here. Let's see what they say. One of the best ways to prevent your sadness from slumping into depression is to take action. Very true. I'm an action person, so I get that. What action? Well, that's up to you. Our job is to make suggestions. You make the choices. One of our first suggestions to you is to make a plan for your own rescue. It's easy to do. Once done, your plan serves as a commitment you make to yourself. It says, this is what I'll do, and do again, and do as many times as I must, to make sure that I recover a balance of positive feelings about myself and about others within a reasonable period of time. Don't worry if you can't do everything you had planned at the outset of every day of the next month. Do the best you can, and you'll begin to feel better within days. Plan your attack. We suggest that you prepare to lay out your plan by skimming through all of the tips that conclude each of the chapters of this book. Once you're done, make a list of all those measures we've suggested that you plan to do regularly. That list is your action plan. Keep a copy of your plan by your bedside and keep another copy where you work, where you can't avoid seeing it once or twice a day. Then read the book again more carefully, but only one successive chapter a day. for each day of the 30 days of your recovery. As you progress through the book, do those things on your action plan every day or as often as you promised you will. Your sense of confidence that your life and your emotions are manageable will increase in direct proportion to your ability to work out and stay with a program that suits your own needs. Of all the steps we've advocated, here are the ones we think everyone should include in their action plan as a necessary minimum. So these are all the things you're going to do to help yourself get over whoever you broke up with. Number 1, diet changes. Number 2, adequate sleep. Number 3, relaxation and meditation. Number 4, exercise. 5, proper breathing. 6, scaling. 7, anger management. 8, paradox. 9, time plan. And 10, humor. Ultimately, the components of your action plan will be whatever items you select. Your list can include items that we haven't suggested, but that you think might be useful. For example, why not plan to correct a habit that won't serve you well in these difficult times? It needn't be something major like smoking, for example. Stand up straight, always a good idea, one that'll help you to breathe better and subtly let others know you've got a sense of pride, dignity, and self-discipline necessary to attend to your posture. Clean up your office and living space to make yourself feel less like you're surrounded by confusion that's beyond your control. Get an air filter to make your breathing exercises more appealing. What should go into your action plan? Any steps that you can do right now or soon that will make you feel better on short-term basis. It's all up to you. Okay, I'm going to flip back over to my face. Here's my beautiful face. Okay. Oh, and there's the Bobo's beautiful face. Here's my Bobo man. Say hi to everybody, little man with the beautiful human eyes. You're so precious. I love you, my Bobo. Okay, here I am. So this is one of the books, one of the many books that I have used when I have ended relationships like with Becky back in the past, and other people. And it has helped me immensely, so that's why I'm sharing it with you, because a lot of people want to have the tools to move on after the breakup of a relationship. A lot of people don't feel like reading it. They don't feel like doing the work, this kind of work, of actually finding out what those steps are. So I'm giving you a shortcut. I'm doing the reading for you. I'm even giving you a little commentary in between. Everybody in life at one point or another, I believe, unless you met your husband or wife years ago and you've been with them forever and you've never broken up, most people I know have had breakups. And recently, with the holidays here, it's very common for breakups to happen, believe it or not. Unfortunately, a lot of breakups happen before the holidays, and it's sad because right when that person is thinking they're going to get an engagement ring or a proposal, the person's saying, I've been thinking, I think we need to part ways and, do something different. And you're like left reeling going, oh my gosh, what just happened? I thought he was going to ask me to marry him and now he's leaving me. And, all kinds of really painful things happen around the holidays. So I thought this book was kind of timely because you may be somebody going through that. And if you're not somebody that's watching me right now that's going through it, somebody else later on that's watching this, based on whatever keywords I put in here and wherever this ends up going out to, this might help you. It might be something that will be beneficial to you. If not, it's fine. Chew the meat, spit the bones, and, that's it. That's how we live life. That's how we should live life. Take what is resonating to you, and if it's not, then okay. I'm okay with that. It's all good. So I hope this little tidbit helped you on this book, How to Heal a Broken Heart in 30 Days. You just heard the very first chapter of this book, and you will be hearing more chapters as time goes on. As I said, not consecutively, not every single day for 30 days. I tried that with Zumba, and this time it's just not going to work. There's just too much going on. I counted yesterday. I have like 10 to 12 different stressors going on in my life right now. And I just can't cope with like obligating myself that strictly to something. But yes, you will get 30 days worth of the book, page by page, chapter by chapter, whatever. And hopefully it will be something helpful to you. I hope so. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't commented in the room so far, which I don't think anybody has, that's fine. You can just leave me your comments. Let me know if you like this. Hey, Sumi, good to see you. But I will be happy to address your comments and answer you or whatever. whatever you want to do. So, yeah. Anybody have any comments right now? If not, I'll sign out. I'll give you a few seconds to decide if you want to talk about anything. So sweet, my boy. My little kitty cat. You can look at the kitty while you decide if you want to comment anything or ask anything or talk about anything, whatever. He's my little timer. You know, on the game shows, do, 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 do. You know, those little game show music things that give people time to decide whether they're going to answer or not. Yeah, he's my little sound thing that does that. So if you want to ask me a question or talk about anything, let me know. If not, I'll be signing off now. As always, like, share, and enjoy the next video. It'll come as soon as I can get it out there. How to heal a broken heart in 30 days. See you soon.